What's going on, people? Welcome back to Gumby and the Goobers. Just one Goober today, but week one's in the books. Brian, how are we feeling after week one?
Week one is always interesting because you don't want to overreact, but at the same time, this is the first of 17 weeks of data that we're going to get. So saying that it doesn't make sense to overreact makes sense to a degree, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that I think was valuable that we were able to take away. Whether people want to acknowledge it and believe it is one thing, but I think running back splits is interesting. Seeing if the coach speak actually makes sense based on what they said in the preseason versus what they're actually doing this year. So a very interesting week. Unfortunate for us, as you guys may or may not know, we are both Giant fans. So they have probably one of the two worst offenses in the league behind the Panthers, who might be historically bad this year. So not great, but with that said, excited to jump into another draft for week two.
You told me you had an epiphany after week one. What was the epiphany?
I did. So it was an epiphany that kind of happened midway through the Green Bay game on Friday night. And it was, I don't know what the best statistic to call this is, but it's almost, I'm going to call it targets per fantasy points, meaning like somebody like a Christian Kirk or a Deontay Johnson, a guy that's more of a target hog, but gets those like short area targets, is allergic to the end zone. If either of them score 5 touchdowns throughout the season, I'd be genuinely impressed. Like those are the type of players that I want as a supporting cast in my dynasty and redraft team, just because they're consistent, high floor, lower ceiling players, but you can get them at good values in the draft. I realized in best ball, those players are like cancerous. I mean, the odds of somebody like Deontay Johnson or Christian Kirk, even when Deontay was on the Steelers and it was a little better than the Panthers, but the type of profile that those guys are, yeah, they may get like 6, 7 catches for like 70 yards, but especially in half PPR scoring, is 9 or 10 points on a weekly basis going to move the needle? Probably not.
It's funny because that's like you're kind of going through what everyone did with best ball like 2 years ago. Like it's like, oh, we need to hammer the ceiling guys only. Floor doesn't matter, but like it's kind of different now where people are thinking about it in a different way. Where like you need players to score points, right? You need to get to the point where you can get to week 15, get to week 16, get to week 17, where like those like players who give you 10 points a week when everyone else busts, like you need that. It sustains your team. So like it's really an exercise in like balancing floor and ceiling. Like you want the guys who are obviously going to explode, the guys with the big potential, but it's not that those guys are just dead to your team if like you're not drafting like a ceiling guy. Like there are places for Deontay Johnson and I guess Wandell Robinson, but I don't know. Like 12 targets, they're meaningless targets, but like he's getting you 7 points a week and you're getting him in the 15th round, like it's fine. I wouldn't take him every time. I would take him sometimes on teams where you have Jameson Williams and Jaden Reed and guys like that who are a little bit higher risk.
Yeah, it was just an interesting epiphany of guys like Adonai Mitchell, who had the chance of catching two 50 or 60-yard touchdowns that were just out of the reach because of
Right.
A Rich's bad arm, or good arm but inaccurate arm.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have a player like that in whatever round he was going in than I would imagine almost any other sort of possession receiver that goes in that same range.
Right, but like I said, it also depends on the team. Like if you have decent players who you think will score like decent floor, then you can take a shot on a guy like that. But yeah, it you'll see it's a little bit of both. Balancing floor and ceiling is super important in best ball. But like being able to build your teams where you can draft guys with ceiling and not feel bad about it is underrated too.
It's true.
All right. So I've done 0 drafts this week. So we're doing this based off vibes tonight. So if it's probably the best way to do this is to like build ranks first and then kind of dive into it.
Okay.
So do you want to do the primetime slate first, Thursday night and Sunday night?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
So we can make our rankings here basically, and then have that show
Yeah.
us what the ADP would be.
Right. So we'll just look at the go by position first, and then build. So Josh Allen, Tua, CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams. Pretty big tier after Josh Allen. Honestly, I'd probably have Stroud a little bit ahead of Tua, but I don't think they're both kind of interchangeable. And then Caleb at the bottom, pretty good tier drop off after CJ Stroud. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. I'm the Bears defense I think is going to be really good. I mean Stroud is very good. Let's don't hear what I'm not saying, but I don't know how like with how bad the Bears offense looked. I mean Caleb Williams had like 93 yards. I think they had a total of 145 total offensive yards. First team in NFL history to have less than 150 yards, be down by 17 points at any point in the game and win because of the defense and special teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago has a sneaky good defense and Stroud really doesn't have to do much, once they get up by 10 to 14 points.
Yeah,
So
it's possible.
I think Allen and Tua would probably be the two highest for me. And then I would consider it a pretty significant drop off from Stroud just because of game script.
Right. And then we have running back, some interesting situations with Q tags. You have no idea how questionable tags work with Underdog, right? Did we explain that or no?
No.
All right. So basically, if you draft a guy and they get ruled out later, it swaps from your rankings based off like the highest player available that wasn't drafted. So like if you draft HN in the second round, you would probably be stuck with someone like Ray Davis. So HN and Most are both DNP today, so like
I know
that's a pretty big bump for Jeff Wilson and Jalen right there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean HN, I think he hurt his ankle towards the end of the game, limped off, didn't look good. I actually didn't see the play that Mostert got hurt on, but I think he has a chest injury. Both estimated to not practice yesterday, did not practice today. I like with what we saw with Wright in the preseason. He's almost like an HN Junior type of player. Jeff Wilson will probably take on the Mostert role, assuming that both HN and Mostert miss. But I think in trying to build a high ceiling upside lineup, I'd rather have Wright over Wilson.
Yeah, it's fair. I think it's pretty huge tier after Joe Mixon because it's just going to be so hard to get to HN just with that questionable tag. I don't know how. Like I said, I haven't done drafts yet, so I don't know really where he's going. But I have Mixon and Cook pretty high up above that. And then I'd say Swift, maybe HN if he falls far, and then probably the other Miami guys, Wilson, Wright.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the
Davis, Herbert.
Yeah, I would actually put Herbert over Davis. I think
that's probably fair.
If how I envision the game where Chicago's going to be trailing pretty early and often, I think they like Herbert in the passing downs more than Swift.
Yep, and then huge teardrop after Tyreek Hill. He's clear 101.
So would you take Tyreek? So just kind of thinking about positional scarcity, if we have the 101, would you take Tyreek over Mixon every time, even with the significant teardrop just from Mixon as RB1 to RB2?
I mean, every time, no, but like, okay, I think that this is how it's going to play out, where Tyreek always goes 1, Mixon either goes 2 or 3, depending on how horny the Josh Allen drafter is for a quarterback.
But Josh Allen always goes second in every draft we do.
Yeah, I would want to be pretty even on all these guys. Maybe I don't know. I'd want to be a little overweight on Tyreek Hill, but yeah, I want them all. I don't want to fade any one of them, if that makes sense.
If you had Tyreek, would that influence you wanting to reach on Tua in the second round to get the stack?
I would not reach. I would just let whatever quarterback comes to me. If I don't get Josh Allen, I maybe like 4th or 5th round Tua or Stroud, but not in the second round. Definitely not. It's just too much of a drop off.
Okay.
So we'll build these ranks out, and then tight end, Kincaid, or pretty much Kincaid or nothing for me. I think Kincaid will be fine. I know he had only 2 targets, 1 reception, but he had a red zone target batted down.
I like Kincaid. I think Komet could be a sneaky play if Odunze misses time, which is likely from what I've seen up until this point. He's a decent red zone threat.
Yeah,
week to week. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Komet could be one of those, like, how did we not see him get 14 points, through 60 yards and a touchdown sort of thing.
Yep. All right, let's build these ranks. So this is how I'm going to start it. Any changes there?
No, I think you can argue 2 or 3, but the top 3 is the top 3.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go Cook here just because of the tier drop off from Cook to Swift.
Yeah, I think that
Kind
makes
of just
sense.
throw a bunch of receivers in there.
I would definitely rather have Waddle over Diggs. Diggs was not inspiring, other than like those
2
two touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Two touchdowns, 30 yards, short area stuff. Only played in the slot. Waddle, again, if we're trying to build a team that just could totally destroy Waddle, I would rather have Waddle over Diggs.
We'll kind of place the quarterbacks and tight ends in as we see fit. I think we should push push Kincaid up pretty far just because of the tier drop off. Maybe like there.
Were you inspired after that week 1 performance? He didn't get a target until the fourth quarter.
He's going to project well though, and that's all I care about.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean that's the game to target. That over under is around. I think it was 51 when I saw.
Really? Jesus Christ.
Sorry, 48.5. 51 was Lions Bucks.
And obviously we don't have to draft directly off this, but this is kind of just like so we see how I want to see it. Probably 2.
Yeah.
There.
I mean, it'll allow us to know if we should go quarterback in round 3 based on this. But man, oh man, we cannot take Caleb in the second. We cannot take Caleb.
This gets rough because I guess we could rank Achane and Mostert. I really just don't want them. I just think they're probably dead. I forgot about Wilson and Wright. This is why I just use numbers and let them do it for me because this shit is too hard.
I would put Wright over Schultz for sure, and Keenan, and I would have Wright personally over Wilson.
Yeah, all right.
Wright's going to be the guy that could have those like 30, 40-yard breakaway runs.
All right, let's hop in a draft. We can always adjust that after because, like I said, I have no idea how this is going to look. I haven't done any drafts yet.
Yep. And J-Habs, welcome to the stream. Bears run D is elite. I agree. I really don't want any part of that game.
Who are the Bears playing? Houston?
Yeah, I'm really scared about that game. I think that game could easily be like a 20-10 sort of game. Not something that you want for high scoring, such a small lineup build here.
Got a friend in here, Nick Pam. So we got the 102.
Oh, good.
It's really up to you. So, like, just thinking back on this, I forgot about the other Miami guys. So probably for me it would be Josh Allen over Mixon.
Yeah, I think I would do that too. I mean, Josh Allen is just going to be – he's going to be – every time they score, it's going to be because of him in some way.
Mixon behind Cook at least.
I don't know. Cook just doesn't score touchdowns either.
Yeah, the problem is Josh Allen's the goal line back.
Mixon's the workhorse there. I'd rather have Mixon this week over Cook. I really would. I don't know what does that language mean?
He dropped 30, so it's regression.
All
right, we're on the clock here. You want to go Josh Allen or Mixon?
Let's go Allen. I like that matchup more than I like that game script, I think, more than Houston.
Chicago. I kind of didn't want to get the second pick because I wanted to see who goes second, but that's fine. We'll rock with it.
Wow, Nico went 103. That's crazy.
That's a good start.
Yep.
So we're on deck here. Kincaid's the top of the queue for us, top of our ranks. Also some receivers here. What are you thinking?
I'd go either Moore or Kincaid here. Kincaid is the positional scarcity pick.
Yeah, my thing is with Kincaid, we'll get because Nick has one receiver, so we'll get at least one of these 3 back in this tier.
Plus, we have Josh Allen. I know the stack, like that could be if he throws 2 touchdowns to him. Look out, world.
Yeah. He goes Moore and Diggs. Dell, kind of a easy pick here.
Yeah, I think so. We need a receiver.
Also need a running back.
I know running back.
It's going to be though. Like just looking at the way this draft is going to be, it's probably going to be we went too heavy on the onesies, but like I said, first draft, see how it plays out.
I mean, if we can get Jalen right here, that could be.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot these people are going to pick Achane and Mostert, which I would not be doing.
Yeah, if we can get right, then I'm okay with kind of punting running back until round 4. I would be surprised if he takes both running backs. Yeah.
You want Swift, right, or Wilson? All 3 here.
I'll let you choose, but I would go either Swift or Wright.
I'll take Swift, and hopefully we get one of the other two on the way back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Wright's not projected for much, so people may not. They're gonna have to scroll down to pick him.
I mean, we could also try and push it if you want. We could.
Yeah,
Take
I like. Should we
Keenan?
just go? Should we go Keenan just for diversification?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't want to. I don't want to have Shakir as well if we have Allen and Kincaid already. Although I do like him, but Keenan
Yeah,
Allen without a Dunze is going to get targets.
We also have Swift here too, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, I'm good with either Shakir or Keenan.
I'm gonna assume Keenan is gonna project better, so it'll just look better in a couple days.
Yeah.
And then just hope one of these guys falls. Otherwise, we might be not looking good at running back.
If Wright falls to us, I would be very happy with this build. It won't project well because Wright's projected for less than 2. But
well, I don't know. I kind of disagree. It's going to project well because Josh Allen's going to project more by like 6 points than anyone else at quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. But our running backs are not well liked.
The projections like Swift last week.
How'd that work out?
Not great. Also, we're not going to talk about my dog bowl lineup where I had Tua stacked with Tyreek instead of Baker stacked with Godwin. And if I just picked Baker instead, I would have qualified. But we're not going to talk about that.
That sucks. I mean, did you do that through the Sims, or did you do that via just your own ball knowledge
just
and
my
projection?
brain?
Nice.
Ball knowledge, projection. Yeah, the Sims like Baker this week. I should have listened more.
They liked him this week or last week?
Last week. Yeah, they had like 6% optimal in the 12 mans.
Yeah,
which is pretty high.
So can we
get
just,
one of these running backs?
Yeah, I just want to see who's available. So I like Wright. I just want to make sure there's no one else that we're missing here.
Unless you want Braxton Berrios.
Do we get points for return yardage?
No.
Then I'm passing. I'm good with Wright.
All right.
Wilson will probably get more touches, but
I think Wilson will project better probably, but there's more upside there.
Totally agree.
You want to do another one?
Yeah, let's do it.
I want to see where Josh Allen's actually going if we're not taking him. I'm so curious.
I know. I'd like to be the 103 or 104 on this draft.
Oh, 102.
Nice. Now, do you want?
Does anyone in chat know where Josh Allen's being drafted? So we don't have to keep doing this. What are you gonna say?
Do we want to take Mixon just to diversify between the top 3 here?
No, I think the guy in first is going to take Josh Allen, so we're going to get a rare Tyreek Hill at the 2.
Oh, that would be lovely. What makes you think he's going to take Allen?
I'm hoping.
Oh. You said it so confidently. I just had to believe you.
Yeah.
Okay, Habs, who goes 101 in this main slate?
This is not the main slate.
In this non-main slate.
But yeah, basically, so like the thing with HN and Mostert, like I was saying with the Q. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I froze for the last 5 seconds. What was it? What you said?
I was going to say, if you just scroll 24 players down and then you're stuck with the swap is either to like Mac Hollins, Ray Davis, Roshan Johnson. Like that's gross when you could just take like, the Miami running backs. So Tyreek Hill goes. What do you want to do? I still think Josh Allen's probably the play because we could get Miami running backs late and no one wants them yet for some reason.
Yeah, Allen or Mixon, but I like Allen.
Yeah, because like if it was just like a normal slate where HN and Mostert were both in, I would say take a running back earlier. But just because of the dynamic.
Would you? I disagree. If HN and Mostert were both playing, we could probably get one of them at the comeback in round 2.
Probably not.
No?
These people because like the way that these slates work out, it's like there's 4 running backs that are draftable and everyone else is kind of dead. So
okay. All right, let's see what we got coming up here. Waddle goes. I don't want to start Kincaid again.
Yeah, I would say probably not Kincaid here.
Who do you like receiver wise?
I like Dell personally.
Okay. I don't love that game.
Wow, Stroud.
Wow.
You want Kincaid?
Stroud and Diggs. Ugh. I mean, I don't. The problem is there's a big drop off from him to Schultz.
Yeah.
Not in terms of the projection, but in my
Like the real
eyes.
projection, yeah. That's fake projection.
Yeah,
Up to
I
you.
mean, I'd go Kincaid or Wright. Right, we can keep
Oh
pushing
no.
that.
Yeah, we'll push right. I was gonna say between DJ Moore and Kincaid. If that was the option, it was always Kincaid.
Let's see what I'm curious where Moore goes. He had a pretty uninspiring week one. The whole Bears offense was just uninspiring.
So all the quarterbacks went, so we can just push quarterback to the last round. That's actually a good spot for us. That's kind of what
Well, we
want.
already have Allen.
Oh, never mind. We're not in a good spot. Who's
But
this
Caleb,
guy's in a good spot?
do you want Caleb as your only quarterback in this though? He's probably going to get
No,
like
but
8 points.
but it's nice to know you can fully just wait until the last round though.
Yeah, that's true.
Load up everywhere else.
But I think the reason why quarterbacks went in the first, second, and third round was because there's a huge drop off and no one wants to be caught holding the bag.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Because like the thing for me is like, I guess Caleb could separate. Probably not, but like realistically, the quarterbacks who have the highest chance to separate are Josh Allen and CJ Stroud. Like,
I think we go Swift here.
yeah, it's seems like a pretty easy pick to be honest.
For our last 2 picks, I do like Shakir, but again, we can't do it with Kincaid already.
Yeah, we can.
Can we? You want 3 Bills?
It's double stack. I do like Shakir.
I like Shakir a lot.
So just looking at this, so this guy JPEV can't take. He has to take a quarterback and a tight end, and this guy can either take a running back or a wide receiver, and he can only pick one of them. No, so I think we should take Shakir and then get either Wright or Wilson. I think they're both kind of equal. So
okay, yeah, I want those tier 2 Miami running backs.
So, yeah, it makes no sense to me why no one's picking them. I get but also if Mostert falls to us with the second to last pick, that's who we should take as he gets picked. But just because that swap is like nothing, it's like one player down. So
yeah,
it's a free swap. If he plays, he's good. If he's not, we get a free swap.
Now, would you take Wilson over Wright here simply just to diversify in case Wright becomes or Wilson becomes the guy?
I think Wilson will get more carries, but
I agree.
I just don't know the ceiling. Want to do one more?
Hopefully let's knock out one more.
Different spot in the draft.
I know. I really want to know where. Like, I want to go in the back half or first overall and take Tyreek and just see where Allen falls because he would never come back to us.
2 to fill the draft. If you guys want to join, anyone in the chat, 10 people. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Appreciate it.
Yes, hello everyone. Please,
always a good time.
Please comment. We read the comments both in the live stream and after the videos. So I'm still kind of getting into this. Gumby is, is a much sharper person around this sort of stuff than I am. But I'm a big game theory guy, so please keep putting in anything related to arbitrage, replacement value, that sort of thing. It's very helpful for me to see so I can kind of evolve my thinking. Please don't get 102.
104. Oh, Chip's in the draft. Welcome, Chip. Brian, I was looking at I don't know if I told you this. I was looking at the Sims from last week, and nice play for Mostert for the swap now that he goes late, in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was just saying. Like, if he's going like the 3rd or 4th round, like, it's just not worth it because of the drop off. But like 5th and 6th round, yeah, it's worth it, especially because Achan's probably not going to play too.
And especially if Wright isn't drafted and he's our highest running back, like, it can kind of just fill that way. You know what I mean?
Well, on the other hand, though, people like if he's not drafted and Mostert and HN are out, they're going to be swapped to, I guess it'll be like probably 50, maybe 50-50, probably Wilson, maybe like 70-30 Wilson swaps. But yeah, they're still going to be swapped to, they're still going to be owned. But that's a good point. It's not going to be fully owned. That's fair.
Yep. Welcome, Nick. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for stopping by.
Chip said in Discord he's watching, but he deleted his YouTube. He's here in spirit. So shout out to you, Chip.
All right. Hello, Chip. Thank you.
He also deleted his Twitter, but he's always on Twitter anyway. So.
All right. So Tyreek goes 101. I feel like that's kind of the known 101. Now I'm curious to see if Allen, how far he falls here.
These guys. So this guy's a white badge and this guy's no badge. So I'm sure he'll probably go before us. But
let's see if Allen or Mixon can fall to us somehow. It seems like there's a teardrop after the two of them.
Yeah, Allen there.
Mixon. Yeah. Okay. What are you thinking here?
For me, it'd be Cook. Just looked like a pretty big teardrop from Cook to Swift.
Okay. And then what about the second pick on the 1-2 turn?
I mean, you're the no ball guy. Who's the receiver? Probably Nico for me, I guess.
It's hard. Nico's the one on the team. He's by far the number one on that team easily after week one, even last year. But I don't know. Waddle looked really good. I like the game. I think there's a shootout potential with Jalen Waddle, but it's a short week.
Yeah,
we'll go Nico.
I think Waddle's going to project better than people think if Achan's out, just because Achan was literally playing slot receiver, which is insanity. Like,
yeah,
I didn't realize. Like, I knew he was going to play some out wide, but like, I didn't realize like this dude is playing like 50% of his snaps at wide receiver.
Oh yeah,
I did not know that was in his range of outcomes.
What do you have, like 7 for 60 or something?
Yeah, ridiculous. Wonder if Nico gets shadowed by Johnson. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Who's Johnson?
I don't know.
Who are they playing? Chicago. Oh, Jalen Johnson. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just telling you, the Bears
That's
defense.
Fair. That's actually fair. The Bears have a sick pass defense.
They do. I'm concerned about Stroud this week.
Got here late. How are the vibes? Vibes are great. Drafting some primetime paloozas. This is our third one. Then we're gonna kind of break down the main slate a little bit, and then do some dog bowls and some main slate drafts.
Welcome, Graham. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, welcome.
Vibes are good.
That's a good point on Nico. Actually, I didn't even. That's why I'm not the no ball guy. Let the numbers do that for me.
I'm just scared. I really am just scared of that matchup.
Yeah, they look good. Their defense look really good.
Yeah, I mean, their offense isn't going to win them games, so defense has to do something. All right, so let's see. If Waddle falls to us, I'm going to do a happy dance. Waddle goes devastating.
You want to just double stack it up, Dell and Stroud here? Say Chicago's defense sucks.
Yeah, lovely.
Do you want to or no? I feel like that's kind of the play, though.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely the play. I don't like it, but I don't know how many people are going to have this.
Or we can. Who picked the other Houston receiver?
Diggs second.
He already has Allen, so let's push Stroud then.
All right,
let's go with Schultz.
Okay.
Because like we were talking about, there's a big teardrop of a wide receiver or a tight end. And yeah, this is kind of more game theory stuff too here, where it's like, so this guy has Diggs and Allen. So like if someone picks Stroud, like kind of dumb if you ask me. They still might do it just because the two gamers are weird and weird stuff happens, but I'm willing to bet on it. You just push it.
The problem is no one wants Caleb after that abysmal week one performance. I wouldn't be shocked if he went here, but I think it's worth a shot to push Stroud out just to see.
I'm sure Chip is going to pick Tua here just because he has Tyreek.
Yeah, I mean, for someone who I'm concerned about the Chicago defense being elite, so naturally we take Nico, Dell, and Schultz and Stroud. So
I hope this guy doesn't snipe us. That would be so unfortunate.
Yep.
That is annoying. So we should oh my god, I didn't realize Schultz. This team is dead.
Yeah. I don't know why you went.
I don't know. I panicked.
It's okay.
So we gotta take Caleb, and this just sucks. I guess
this is just not the team.
Maybe Herbert.
We'll just take everyone on Chicago.
Well, if they score 70 points in this game, congratulations, we're rich.
No one, I promise you,
right,
no one else will have this game in that contest.
Yeah, we're never.
Guys, we're better than this.
That one's dead. All right.
Graham, if you were asking, vibes are a little lower after that horrific draft, but we're coming back. Don't you worry.
Wait, I heard someone told me at work today that Puka was placed on IR. Is that true?
That is true.
Ooh.
He's out and McVay said at least 4 weeks. It didn't seem like it was
what was it, PCL?
Thought it was MCL.
Maybe. Ferguson not ruled out. His didn't look so serious. What were some more injuries? McCaffrey.
And Njoku was week to week.
Yeah,
And
joke.
did you see McCaffrey's news about the Achilles tendonitis? I didn't even know what that was. What is that?
I mean, it's just inflammation of your Achilles tendons. Like it really depends on how serious it is. It's mostly like a pain management thing. I'd like they just have no reason to play him though if he's still hurt. Like
That's the thing.
no point. So I'm curious. Like I said, I haven't done any drafts today or this week. Jordan Mason's 33. That's fake.
Wow,
That's fake. He's not. He's definitely going before that.
he should be. I can't believe McCaffrey's going this high. It doesn't seem like it sounded like he was going to be almost doubtful for week 2 after the game yesterday.
Well, Schefter said he probably wasn't going to play, but then, this report day to day, and that he said he would have played if it was a playoff game, and Shanahan said he might play. So I don't know. They're probably just trying not to get fined for whatever Mason said after the game.
Yeah, that was funny.
All right, let's go position by position first. We'll do pretty quick, about a minute on each position, and then hop in some drafts. So we didn't learn our lesson. Anthony Richardson had 9 completed passes, and he's still going in the 20s. What are we doing? Like,
why you think that's too high or too low?
He should be going next to Mahomes.
Oh, the way
his ceiling is insane. Insane.
The way you said that though, 9 completions is like, oh, why would I want a guy who only
had 9 completions and scored 30 points?
I know.
It's crazy.
He's a horrible passer, but he is a fantastic runner, and he is like Jameis Winston but better. Just throws it, don't give a fuck, down the field for 60 yards half the plays.
Yeah.
Which means I'm scared of having Pittman, by the way.
Which makes me not want to draft Lamar. I mean, like, he still has a good ceiling, but I'll probably have some of them. Mahomes at 12, 13, probably going to have almost none. Kind of, I don't know. When you can take these rushing quarterbacks, Richardson, Daniels, and Kyler Murray later, like, just, I don't know. I don't see the point in taking Mahomes pocket passer 12.
Here's my thing, just game script wise. With Green Bay having Malik Willis, who has yet to throw a touchdown in the NFL with Jordan Love out, I am not like Richardson will score points. I'm curious. Like the reason why he did well was because against Houston last week, he had to continue to score and push the ball downfield. I don't think he's going to have to do that this year or this week.
Chip said in Discord that McCaffrey and Mason's ADP are both fake. So
okay,
I'm guessing that Mason's probably going in the 3rd. McCaffrey's probably going around 12, if I had to guess, but we'll see. We'll hop in a second. Yeah. Dobbins feels a little rich, 30. I don't know. Connor's always a good pick. No one ever wants him. Kamara, that ADP is absurd. He's going to project so well. Rashad White's going to project pretty well. Ramondre's going to project well. So just initially looking at the slate based on vibes, it's probably going to get Brees, an elite guy. Kyron, 14, he should be in the 1st round probably.
Especially with how bad Arizona's defense is.
Right. It's probably going to get one of those guys and then punt it to a low end guy back here. And then receiver, Kupp is really pushed up because of Puka. I mean, I'm going to want all these elite guys. Might even want to just push running back late with both picks. Kind of see how it plays out. Neighbors ADP. People are scared. I'm still not afraid. Washington's defense is terrible. I'll be drafting Daniel Jones a little bit again, but
you can't. I won't let you. Go back to the running backs real quick.
Yeah.
Go scroll down a little bit to like the 15th to 25th. I like all these guys in this range. I like Kamara. I like Rashad White. Ken Walker, if he plays. Stevenson is the bell cow there. ETN, Aaron Jones. Like these are all Jerome Ford, bell cow, as I tried to warn you guys during the best ball drafts. These are all guys that are the sole ones for their team. Like, are we really concerned about Pierre Strong out snapping Jerome Ford in week 2? No shot.
I mean, here's an elite scroll down with a stone 36 ADP. This guy's never getting drafted. Devin Singletary against terrible defense. He's got to get something. Type of receivers, and then tight ends. Just want to take a look before we hop in.
Yep.
I say likely 27 tight end 4.
Wow.
Okay, buddy. I had a George Kittle and Mark Andrews. Get the fuck out of here. Ingram's going to project really well again. I'll go back to that well. Ferguson, if he plays, will project pretty well. But yeah, tight end's pretty deep.
And Njoku won't play.
Yeah, tight end's pretty deep. So I'd prefer to wait. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
It's
hard to say without the projections.
Just high level thoughts. I think wide receiver early makes sense. We can get running backs later, and then depending on the board who drafts which quarterback when, that'll kind of dictate our decision. But I think in general, wide receiver early seems to make some sense.
Yeah, it's going to be always Anthony Richardson at quarterback every single time. So five to draft, 5 people to join. If you guys want to
If any
join.
of you guys want to hop in, we'll be here.
Gumby quit the Giants. No, I'm not quitting the Giants. Never. Not until Daniel Jones gets pried from my hands. This is by the way, this, if anyone wants to join, it's a main, the $5 BR. We're in this one.
Also, for anyone that was curious, after our week 1 drafts that we did, we wound up winning $19. I know it's nothing, but we did get in the money. I just, I think, we're not only doing this just for entertainment. We want to try to provide some actionable advice, and seeing how we did, I think is helpful.
Yeah, well, I forgot, but I got sidetracked before. So I was looking at the Sims from week 1, and the number 2 highest EV lineup, based on like the Sim ROI, was one player. Like the 6th round pick was James Cook instead of Joe Mixon, and it was, other than that, it was like 5 of 5 players that you needed to win. It was Tyreek, Mike Evans, Alvin Kamara, Kyle Pitts, Anthony Richardson, and then James Cook.
Amazing.
And that lineup simmed really well. And I also tweeted this out too, that like all 6 of the players in the optimal lineup, they were in like my top 11 like optimal players. So it performed pretty well.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to have a 1 week free trial of how the Sims work, gumbysims.streamlit.app, promo code launch to join for the first week free, and then it's $20 after that. But great value.
Chip takes Cooper Kupp here. You want to take CD?
Let me just see the other receivers real quick. Probably. Yeah, I like CD. That game I think might actually be a pretty high scoring one.
Also, these numbers, the red numbers, are fake. I don't know where they're from. They're probably from last week's dailies.
That's fine. I'm colorblind, so I can't even see them.
Okay. Chip said Gumby, or Chip said Jaden greater than AR. I don't know. Don't think I agree.
He said Jaden better than AR?
Yeah, at least this week.
Jaden's going to be chasing points every game of his career.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, against the Giants too. That game is going to be so bad in real life and so good for fantasy.
Ugh. Or it could just be a total dud.
This is what I mean. Like this early in the week, ADPs are fake. Like Kyron, this is where he should be going. His ADP is like 12.
Yeah. I still think I'd rather have receiver in the first round generally, other than Brees.
Yeah, it's hard to say without the Sims. I don't know. I'm just a Sim bro. But go ahead. Sorry.
I want to see some of the running backs. If only 2 went off the board. I know we talked about punting it, but I just want to make sure we're not missing anyone here. Okay, nothing exciting.
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
It seems more viable to go 3 wide receivers this week than last week, but I get, like we also said, we like the punt running backs too. I'd probably mix it up pretty evenly, 50-50. So what are we thinking here?
I like Taylor. I know I said punting running backs. I like Debo a lot. I kind of want to stay away from Wilson. Tennessee's defense is good.
Yeah, to me, because of the McCaffrey questionable, Debo's going to project very well. I think we just reach on Debo.
I agree. So let's see. How many quarterbacks have gone off? Was just Lamar so far?
Just Lamar.
So we'll be on the clock here in 2 more picks. We'll see what Chip does. Hello, Chip. Welcome back again. Kupp Taylor is a nice start. I don't really like Garrett Wilson this week, but I can understand why someone would. Looks like they're really trying to push up running backs here. Can we see some of the receivers? And I see why. Okay.
I mean, to me, this is Richardson, but I'm open to whatever if you want to take a running back or a tight end.
Yeah, I guess we should probably just go Richardson. The game script scares me. I don't think they're going to have to chase points like they did last week, so he may not have as much upside this week. I think the replacement value of somebody like Jaden Daniels this week specifically might be better, but we'll see. What's up, Nez?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I feel like that's probably true. I'm willing to bet that you're right on that, actually, now that I think about it. The Sims are probably going to say whoever goes later, Daniels or Richardson's going to be better. They're probably projecting pretty well.
If it was me, I probably would have gone Pacheco there. Again, workhorse running back. I think they're just going to score a ton of points, and he's going to be the bell cow.
I just don't like Pacheco, man. I don't know. Mahomes just wants to keep throwing in the red zone. He wants to score touchdowns.
I know.
Also, if McCaffrey gets back to us, like, this is a free swap at this point. Like 100% picking him. You don't like it? You don't agree?
The way they talked, I think they're just backtracking now because they're concerned about what Mason said about playing on Friday.
But if he does play, he's in the 4th round. That's an absolute smash. Plus, like the drop off from like if like we either get Josh Jacobs or we get Ramondre Stevenson, like 1 point
or Aaron
projected.
Jones. Aaron Jones is playing San Francisco. I actually wouldn't want him.
It's no different. So we're gonna get Christian McCaffrey. There's a smash. I'm not letting you talk me out of this.
Look, okay,
because like you just talked about how you like all these punt running backs. So either get McCaffrey or one of the running backs you like anyway.
I do, but just for reference, because I know we'll do another one of these. Jaden Daniels just went off the board in the 4th round, so I would rather the replacement value of Richardson versus Daniels. I actually think Daniels is going to do better this week than Richardson just because of the game script, but. I think we could push quarterback a couple more rounds if Daniels is like our lowest common denominator and get a couple more skill position players early on.
I wanted McBride there. That would have been nice. What are you thinking here? We have Richardson, McCaffrey, Lamb, and Debo.
I mean, I like Connor.
I do like Connor as well. I like Neighbors.
I like Connor.
Oh, Connor.
We should start looking at tight end now, though.
That's what we need now. And here's the thing too. Like, I'm guessing McCaffrey's probably not going to play. Like, it wouldn't be the best thing in the world if we have Debo and McCaffrey together, but like they both smashed before. But we get a free swap, and Mason still hasn't gone in this draft, so it might be just like a 1-to-1 swap there. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get drafted, but we'll see.
If we can keep McCaffrey and have Mason still go undrafted, I would love that pick.
Yeah.
Because I would have taken Mason there if McCaffrey wasn't playing known today.
And that's another part of the game theory with like the Q tags and the swaps.
So, man, there's a lot of value at tight end this week. There really is.
Chip said you will not get a Mason swap. Yeah, there goes Mason.
All right. Well, you can hope.
But I mean, still, like the drop off. I'll take that any day.
I'll take any of those running backs.
Right.
Honestly, we shouldn't even draft any running backs.
We should draft no running backs and just abort the draft.
Agree.
So we need a tight end.
We do.
I mean, Isaiah Likely ahead of Mark Andrews is ridiculous. Like, what are we doing?
The Chiefs basically said we're going to eliminate Mark Andrews from the game plan. They doubled him on like 80% of the routes Mark Andrews ran.
What do you think here?
Granted, he looks slow, but it's also the Chiefs. I like any of the top 3. I don't really like Bowers this week. Las Vegas defense is awful.
I think Ingram's going to project well, and he's going to be lower owned than both these guys. So
after last week, I can see why.
Let's see who Chip gets to finish off. Actually, it's probably going to kick us out.
I want to see the team.
If you get CMC a second running back, flex, that opens up swap to wide receiver 2. Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Chip took Dobbins, by the way. What's that?
Chip took Dobbins.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point there. Would you say, Brian?
Go back and see that? I just want to see that team just to kind of put it in perspective here. Richardson, McCaffrey, Connor, Lamb, Debo, Ingram. I mean, I like the team. I think quarterback is where I'm the most iffy, simply because I don't think with Malik Willis they're going to have to do anything more than if they score one touchdown, they're going to win. I think it's actually might be a big Jonathan. I'm serious. It might be a big Jonathan Taylor week. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
all right, want to do another one?
Yeah, let's do one more. I would personally steer away from Richardson if it was me.
I get it. He's going to project as probably the second quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
Maybe Mahomes. I don't know.
I'd rather go Kyler over Richardson or Baker. I mean, Baker. He's getting that over/under is the highest of the week in a dome.
Over Richardson. Richardson had 9 completed passes and was the quarterback 2.
But he had to keep. Thank you, Graham.
From Malik Willis.
Malik Willis has played 3 NFL games. He has yet to have 100 yards passing in any of them. He has not thrown a touchdown. He cannot. Richardson will not have to do anything to win that game. If anything, if we're taking anyone from that, it would be Jonathan Taylor. That's it.
Yeah. So we have the second pick again. We got some more friends in here: Philly and Chip. I don't know anyone else. Never heard of these guys.
All right. Draft starting in 20 seconds here. So,
Chip said they may play Clifford. I don't know who that is.
oh, Sean Clifford.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you know him, you freak.
I know
True
him.
sicko shit.
You know how I know him? Because I told myself I would never pick him anywhere. He's available in our Dynasty League, and I own 7, backup quarterbacks that don't matter, and I will never have Sean Clifford on my team.
Oh, Penn State.
Are we going CeeDee Lamb here or Breece Hall? I mean, we could punt the running back, so.
Up to you.
Running back value is so good later on. I think I'd take a wide receiver, but if you want to take a different one other than Lamb, we can.
I took CD. I think that's the right pick. And then just to plan this out, do you want to do a dog wall 12-man draft next?
Yeah, let's knock it out.
Sounds good.
And if anyone wants to draft with us, we do probably 5 to 7 drafts on stream, during the course of our night. So feel free to hop in with any of them if you want to draft with us. We'll take the money.
I mean, like after last week, both of these seem dumb. Justin Fields and Daniel Jones going so late. Are they eating cats and dogs, Gumby? I'm assuming this is probably a reference to the debate. So, yes. Thanks for stopping by, Easy. But yeah, not sure what that means. But we never get political in here. So.
Wow. Jonathan Taylor went at the 201. That's a good pick right there. I'm not even a big Jonathan Taylor fan, but I think that's a good
Kyron,
pick.
man.
Say again?
I really want Kyron. He keeps going too early, though.
Yeah.
What do you think here?
I like Evans.
I did flag plant Godwin week this week, but
all right, if you want to flag plant Godwin, that's fine.
No, it's fine. Godwin's when's he going?
Probably 30.
That's so late, man. That's way too late. I'll have enough Godwin. We'll do Evans just because.
I mean, we could double stack that game against Detroit. That I'm telling you, that game's going to be a shootout.
You don't want to double stack in this just because you need the absolute nuts because there's 60,000 people. So double stacking it. After this pick, we'll talk about it. But
okay,
yes. I know you said you like Pacheco last time.
I like Pacheco. I still like the value at running back though.
We can still get another running back late.
Yeah, we could.
Unless you want Laporta or Kelsey.
No, I don't think so. Okay. I'm good with Pacheco. I think he's the best player available, which is generally how I would like to draft.
So the thing with double stacking, right, is it's so hard for them to both hit their 99th percentile outcome, which is kind of what you need. You need 30 points from each. Because if we look at last week's winner, what was it, 125 points, which is divided by 6. I'm not the math guy. 30 points
20
per player, 20 points per player. You need the nuts. You need those players to all go off. So you would think in your head intuitively that double stacking raises your ceiling, but it kind of does the opposite. It kind of lowers your ceiling, raises your floor. Because if that game goes off, one of those players is probably really doing well, and one player is doing okay.
That's fair.
So it's more useful in DraftKings where you have 10 roster spots and you don't need every player perfect. You just need a score.
Got it. So we're coming up here. Oh, go ahead.
It's more viable in the 12-man just because there's only 5,000 people in the tournament. So you don't need the perfect score.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it makes sense. Man, I was hoping Gibbs were going to follow us there. That would have been cool, but that's okay. Coming up on the clock in 2 picks here. Is there any player? Is there a specific position you're targeting here?
I would just wait on running back or receiver and just take whoever's available at the end. So I'll use quarterback and tight end, which is we're back to Anthony Richardson again. unless you want to take a low on Baker, we could do that too. I'm fine with that.
I would rather do that. Which tight end do you like?
I'm not taking Isaiah Likely in the 4th round, so I don't really like Kelsey either, though. To be honest,
I know I don't really either.
You want to scroll and take Kittle?
Yeah, Kittle against Minnesota. That could be good, especially if McCaffrey doesn't play.
Why not? Last week wasn't a Kittle game, so maybe this week will be. Jets defense is also pretty good. I know.
Defense is
Like I said, I'm not a ball bro. I'm not a no baller. So I'm assuming they had him blocking more because the Jets D line is good. But
that's right. And the
know.
Jets are also just good against the tight end. They were like number 3 against tight end last year.
So probably for me, it's running back or receiver here. We already have Pacheco, so I'm going to not say Worthy.
Agreed. Do we go with Zay Flowers? They 11 targets on a Lamar offense against a bad defense.
I don't really like him. I would probably lean running back personally.
Okay. Who do you like?
Who do you like here?
Jacobs, Connor.
Jacobs works. I was going to say either Jacobs or we scroll for Amandre. But
okay,
if we're already scrolling for Baker, I would like you don't want to get too low owned because you're just giving up too much projection. So right. I really only like to scroll at one position, which is going to be Baker here.
Now, do you want to take Baker simply because of the Evans stack?
Well, yes, and plus he's low owned. Plus, I think he's going to project better than Goff, probably better than Prescott, probably around Kyler. Maybe not. I don't know. Who are they playing?
Who?
Detroit. Maybe he'll project about there.
That's the highest over-under of the week. I'd like pieces in that game.
Get ready to learn 10 in the box, Jacobs. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Jordan Love not playing. Damn, I was just talking about how much I hate Malik Willis and Sean Clifford.
It's fine. We got Sean Clifford. We're good.
You know what? Dump off King. We just have to hope Jacobs falls into the end zone once or twice.
Yeah. So, yeah, everyone's taking a quarterback already, so we're kind of just waiting for our last pick here. Chip had Jamar Chase, Taylor, Jordan Mason, Brock Bowers, and Chris Godwin.
With like Jaden Daniels. I like that team.
And Philly had Jefferson, Kyron, Wilson, McBride, Murray, and Singletary. It's a good team.
I don't like the Singletary pick, and Wilson is just – if anyone missed my rant a couple streams ago about how I said that Chris Godwin is a less expensive 75% of what Ayuk was. I actually did the math on that. Can you believe he was 76% of the total fantasy points last year? Couldn't believe it when I saw that. But somebody like Godwin, who's like 5 rounds later, is like you're passing up so much value on these guys that just look good when they play, but don't actually score really good points. Ayuk is a great player. I would love to have him on any of my teams. But when you could get a player that does 75% of what he does 3 rounds later, you're just giving up value when you take him there.
Yeah. So just want to look through this a little bit more with the lens of like a 12 teamer. So this is kind of the end of quarterback. Like I said, like I don't hate the end quarterback here. Jones, Fields are both fine. Burrow going quarterback 10's fine. Stafford's okay. Because like, especially with Stafford, it's like an easy stack with Kupp.
I like Burrow this week. He's going to be chasing points too.
And then again, like we talked about, so it's probably going to be, let's see, probably 20 running backs drafted per draft. So it leaves us like the Pollard, Ford, Najee, Zeke, Singletary tier.
Yep.
What happened to Jalen Warren? He like didn't play. That was weird. Guess he's still hurt a little bit. Probably not 100%.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of easing him back in. Who knows with Arthur Smith, man? Arthur Smith knew that that everyone was drafting Jalen Warren, so I think he just decided to give it a Najee day.
Philly in the Discord said didn't realize Gumby was streaming, got caught scrolling down in 4K for Singletary. That's funny.
All right, so we are where are we? Towards the back end now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that? 7?
Yeah, this is a super sharp lobby too. Roto Run is John Werner. He does. He's one of the Badge Bros. Does that? Josh, I don't know who this guy is, but he was in a lot of my dog wolves last week. Philly, we just had him. Chip just had him.
Yep.
Go Top Grower also sharp, and then Jewish McCaffrey, who was in here a couple weeks ago.
JMC.
So that is a lobby and a half right there.
I'm excited to see what these guys pick here. So 7th pick. Is there anyone jumping out based on strictly ADP that you would want to build? start our team off with.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. McCaffrey's not going. 5, 6. Definitely not taking Lamar there.
Agree.
I don't hate Kyron.
Really?
I also think Chase is fine. I'm just afraid he looked like he didn't want to play last week, which I don't know. I think he's going to project well again, Jamar.
He may project well, but he doesn't care. He got 9 points last week, didn't he?
Don't you know, Brian, we talked about this last week. All that matters is projection. If you get the highest projected team, you win.
Totally disagree.
I know.
Our highest projected team was actually our lowest scoring team out of the 3 we did last week. So what does that tell you? All right, so top 3, Cup, Lamb, St. Brown, Breece Hall. That's, I guess, to be expected. So it really seems like it's like 3 receivers, 1 running back. Running back always being Breece. Top 3 receivers kind of just whoever they like that in that specific spot. Jefferson goes. So
also, we have to remember, too, with positional scarcity in this, because, like we said, the running backs are pretty deep. Wide receivers
are not
questionable here.
Yeah. No, I think there's definitely more positional scarcity at the receiver position for sure, which we're seeing 4 out of the first 5 picks being receiver.
So he goes Evans.
Do you like Chase or Rice here? Chase is going to be behind. Fine. It's going to be I expect it to be a higher scoring game.
Do you have a no ball preference?
Rice looked better than Chase.
All right, fine.
I'd rather have Mahomes than Burrow right now, and that's kind of what the pick represents.
Yeah, I saw Burrow was shaking his wrist on the sidelines. That's a little concerning. Not gonna lie.
I am not at all a medical expert or by any stretch of the imagination, but I did hear before the season started that this doctor was talking about that wrist surgery that he had has shown in previous surgeries done where players can't get back to full strength with it. So I don't know. We'll see. Might be like a later on in the season, he'll kind of get back to full strength like the calf last year.
This is just hard-hitting analysis you don't get anywhere else, but I have a patient who had that same injury, the scapholunate ligament tear, and she's 67 years old and didn't have surgery. So it's basically 1-to-1, and she still has pain. So never Burrow is what I'm saying.
Good to know. Glad I didn't trade for him in our dynasty league last year.
Never tried to throw a football in her life. So hard-hitting analysis. You don't get this anywhere else.
Subscribe if you guys are joining. If you guys like the content, please subscribe, like, comment. We'll read the comments. It really helps the channel grow. Just started out a month ago. Excited to continue moving on. All right, 3 picks away. A lot of running backs went in the back half of the first. I'm surprised.
Yep.
McBride goes early, first tight end. Lamar in the first round by Chip. Don't think I like that pick. I know I don't like that pick.
If I had to, projection-wise, there's going to be a pretty big teardrop from Jonathan Taylor to Derrick Henry. This is just me kind of like trying to guess it. So I'm assuming that's why they were picking running backs here.
Yeah, but I like Gibbs over Henry. Henry looked bad, man. He really did. He looked old. I don't want to say bad. I don't want to disrespect him because he's been great.
MGM influencer 112. Unfortunate.
Oh, good morning, McCaffrey. How you feeling? How's the
calf? GM.
Whatever. How's the calf, JMC? How you feeling?
So if we want to stack Mahomes here, I'm okay with that. Past ADP.
There's so much more value at quarterback we can get. I don't want to give up on a positional player.
All right, who do you want?
Running, I guess Mahomes because I don't see anyone else I like. Okay. But I don't like the pick. Kind of nasty.
I think it's fine because we're saying with this team, like it's not the 12 man. I've never not rolled the 101. Yeah, true. So true. Influencer. It's so the thing with Mahomes and Rice, like if Rice hits a ceiling game and we need him at 7, that means that Mahomes probably is also going off. So like it's not like the main BR with 60,000 people. It's only 5,000 people. Like we said, we don't need the nuts. If they're doing good, 25 points is enough from each of them.
Yeah. I mean, the way Mahomes was looking at Rice, that was like peppering him with targets. Rice looked great.
I know you're not a worthy believer, so I'm surprised you're not more all in on Rashee Rice this week.
I love Rashee Rice. I wasn't in on Mahomes there because I don't want to sacrifice the skill position scarcity.
Yeah, I think it's fine though because of the way running backs are.
Yeah, a lot of running backs going.
Here-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 running backs gone already.
James Conner pushed up. I think the
Love
running
James
back
Conner.
landscape is going to change a lot when projections come out tomorrow. I think people are going to be shocked where Ramondre projects. Brian Robinson's going to project well too.
Honestly, just take the workhorse
Kamara.
running backs. Just opportunity, touches. That's all you look for in this
Wait,
running back
so
room.
Kamara scored 19 and a half points last week, right? And people were like, oh, he's not efficient. Like, he's bad. He's washed. He's done. I'm like, the dude scored 20 points. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Jamal Williams dust.
It's the same argument against. It's the same argument with Rashad White, inefficient, but just catches passes and falls in the end zone.
Like, McCaffrey said, only thing that feels truly ugly in this week's dog bowl is if you punt tight end, which is true, but it would be more true if Theo Johnson wasn't there at tight end 25.
He looks so good. That whole offense is something I'd want on my team.
Like, the thing is, if we're punting tight end, we need a touchdown. He can catch.
Look how bad the tight end landscape was last week. Kyle Pitts led the tight end position with 3 catches and a touchdown. That's
on the main
all
slate.
you want.
Don't sleep on Isaiah Likely, tight end 1.
Yeah, that's fair. I was talking more about the main slate.
I know.
So we're up in 2 picks here. Anyone jumping out at you? We have Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't want to say
and
anything
Rice
because
so
Philly's
far.
on the clock, and I don't want to get sniped, so we're going to wait a second.
Okay. Philly, go ahead.
Yep, that's I was going to say. I was going to say I like Kittle.
Do you?
Yeah.
So are you out on Likely? You've been a Likely believer.
Yeah, this is just ridiculous, his ADP.
Yeah. I like
What do you
Ayuk.
think?
I like Zay. Bad offense. My concern is that they're just going to run the ball with Zay,
You
though.
can take a shot on Kamara Mason. I probably get thinner at receiver here, so what do you think? Ayuk?
I like Ayuk, and I like Adams.
Where's Adams? Oh my god, that's crazy. We'll go with Ayuk. Maybe we'll get Adams on the back. People are going to be shocked at that projection. That's
Shocked.
crazy.
High
It's
or
gonna
low?
be way higher than this ADP.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, I'm just looking at teams that are going to either be in shootouts or trailing most of the game. And if Alexander Madison is going to get the majority of the running back snaps in Vegas this week, Devontae Adams is going to probably do well.
I tried to warn you about that backfield, Zamir White, and
You did.
People were so hurt by Madison last year, and I get it, but like he deserved to be going with the handcuffs next to like Braylon Allen and stuff.
Let's
I
not
like.
forget.
I mean, Braylon Allen. He played 1 snap last night. Like, what are we doing?
Let's not forget. Madison was very good when he had that Austin Eckler role with Cook being the main guy. The whole reason why people were excited with Madison going into last year was because of how good he was on limited touches. So if he gets that similar role, which seems to be like the third down back now, I'm not saying he's going to be anything close to a top 15 running back, but there could be weeks like he had last week a couple times in the season that he'll hit your lineup on.
You know what? Also, Chip was right. We did erase Foster Moreau. He did finish higher than Kyle Pitts.
That's true. I forgot about Moreau. He had that 1 touchdown, right? That was it.
He also said that White outtouched Madison, so we're spreading fake news.
No, White out-touched Madison. I didn't say that, but Madison is the third. Madison played the majority of third down snaps, and that's really the valuable role that you would want in a team that's probably not going to score that many points.
Listen, I watched 1 quarter of that game, and I saw Zamir White run into his center's butt like 3 times, so I'm out.
And
He's
fumble.
done. Dead to me. I didn't see the fumble.
So Likely starting to fall. Andrews is falling. Bowers looked decent, but we don't have anyone else.
I would say it's probably because this is a pretty big tier at tight end here, from like Bowers to Parkinson. So,
in terms of projections, who do you think between the 3 of them is going to be the one that has the highest upside here?
Mark Andrews. Chip, don't do it.
Chip, if you have a heart.
Don't do it, man. You fucking asshole. All right, we're punting tight end.
Okay.
Man,
Man, Kamara as our RB1.
Mason.
Good value. You like Mason more than Kamara?
Mason projected for
Dallas's
14
defense is-
points last night against the Jets defense.
Yeah. Okay. I'm okay with it. We already have Ayuk, though, don't we?
Good call.
I like Kamara. He's going to get a lot of checkdowns against Dallas. They're going to have to throw the ball, and that's when he becomes the most valuable.
Ricky Beers in Discord, who's not in the chat, said Madison is great at pass protection. Because
He is.
so the problem is like I said, Chip is using Discord as YouTube chat, so like everyone's kind of just like responding to what he's saying in Discord.
Brutal. You guys got to get a YouTube channel. I want to be able to read the comments. I don't have a Discord, so I'll never be able to respond or give your comments credit if I don't see them. But yeah, as I said very early on when we first started this, the coaches with running backs very rarely will compliment a running back's ability to run. They comment on their ability to pass protect and block and pick up blitzes. Like that's what they like. And if Madison can do that better than White, he's also a much bigger player than White, just in terms of physical size. So yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, so it's pretty severe run on tight ends here.
Yeah,
this is just such a huge tier. I'm starting to realize
we just missed the last tier with Bowers. We wanted him, just missed him by a spot.
Yep. And just thinking through like when the projections come out, I'm sure it's going to tell you to push up McBride to probably 12.
I agree.
Just because of the way this drops off. But it also depends on how McBride projects next to Laporta and Kelsey.
I will say I'm concerned. What's that?
Yeah, he's calling us ugly.
Oh, okay. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Shame. Oh, I'm a little concerned right now about the Cardinals offense. I mean, it really seems like Kyler and the way they're running that offense is just underneath short passes. Like I thought that offense was going to be a lot more explosive than it was, and it might be later on in the season, but it's just so many underneath throws. I mean, Greg Dortch was the leading receiver on the team. That's a little concerning to me.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine.
Where's Marv going? I haven't seen him drafted yet.
Marvin Harrison?
Yeah.
He was drafted.
Wow, 34. That's crazy. Week 1, he was probably like first, maybe early second round.
Yeah.
Now he's getting pushed into the third.
John took him at the 1-2 turn or the 2-3 turn.
Wow. Expecting a big bounce back then. That's crazy. And he has Kyler too.
McCaffrey's. Let's make this pick first, then we'll talk about that.
All right. 1-1-2-0 build.
Probably running back for me. I don't like ETN. I'm afraid he's going to get iced out.
I agree.
Aaron Jones.
Jones against San Francisco's defense. I don't like it. I love Ford. I really do.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
He's the only.
If we lose because Pierre Strong out touches him, then I'll own it.
Was Pierre Strong even playing last week?
Yeah.
2 carries, 2 receptions.
I like Ford there. I really do.
And then probably we're going to end up having to take. So everyone here has a tight end. Like they could still take one as a flex, but that'd be really fucking stupid.
No.
So we can either take one of these two and get a swap if they don't play, which I'm okay with.
I like I like actually a couple tight ends here.
Like who?
Well, I guess I could say because everyone drafted a tight end other than us right now. So I don't. And Njoku's not going to play, but I guess that doesn't matter. Tucker Kraft significantly outsnapped Luke Musgrave, which was surprising to me and disappointing as an owner of Musgrave in our dynasty league. But that's neither here nor there. I think with a quarterback like Malik Willis, I've seen him play in Tennessee. A lot of his average depth of target was really, really low. I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. I think he'll make it competitive, and I think he'll do that by a lot of underneath short, crossing routes with Tucker Kraft and some of those playmakers.
McCaffrey said the fact that there's no separate dog bowl ADP is nice. Yeah, that's very true because a lot of people don't know how to change their process for each one. McCaffrey, this was about Greg Dortch. Don't slander our short king.
I love Greg Dortch.
Yeah, you did. You did love him in best ball season.
I loved him. I drafted him I did one draft, and that team actually put up 158 points this week. I am in first place in my little mini dog marathon bowl thing.
Travis Bryant said Gumby and the Goons, and then he said, "We know you've blown up when you start to get some T-Bear clips in the chat, Gumby. Praying for your soon success with that." So T-Bear is a guy who's like involved in like the underdog community, and he's kind of out of his mind,
Okay.
He'll say things that just make no sense, and like people will just like always like quote it forever and ever. It's good stuff. I can't
Nice.
think of an example off the top of my head, but he's a very funny guy.
Good to know. I see Tyler Conklin coming up on our pick here in a minute, but did you see this? Made me just think. Aaron Rodgers threw zero passes to the right side of the field yesterday.
I saw that. I saw a
That is
picture of him wearing an eye patch.
unbelievable. I mean, it just goes to show that him and Kirk Cousins from that Achilles, they're really like Kirk Cousins looked like he only had one leg.
All right, so the play here is we're taking one of these tight ends and getting a swap if they don't play because they're going to project so much better than all these other guys.
Okay.
Do you have a preference? Do you think one of them plays, one of them doesn't play, one of them?
Ferguson's definitely Njoku's definitely not going to play.
Okay, so Ferguson,
yeah, he's between the two of them. Njoku's week to week; they're not going to play him.
Yeah, so we got some correlation with that too. The game stack with Kamara and Ferg.
I actually don't hate this team.
Where's the third wheel tonight? Sorry, I forget his name. He's got like a stomach bug, so he's not tuning in tonight.
He might be tuning in from the toilet.
Yeah, it's true. If the third wheel was Jay Benson, he's too busy arguing with Nez on Twitter.
Also, welcome, Travis. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the chat, so welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Stopping by. And we try to do these drafts, at least weekly. If we get more support, I'm sure we'll have an incentive to do more than just once a week. So, if you guys are liking what you see, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And, we love interacting with you guys. So the more, the merrier.
Do you want to do another one or are you done?
No, we'll do another.
What do you want to do? Dog bowl or regular?
I like the 12-team drafts. I feel like there's a bit more value there.
Way more fun.
It seems a little less fluky, a little bit more skilled. So with that said, we should have probably done the other one.
Yeah, so true.
All right, if you guys want to draft with us, 6 other people here. So we're waiting for 6 more people for the lobby to fill.
Yeah, this will be the last draft for tonight.
Yep.
And yeah, so as soon as projections come out, also I forgot to mention this. So, Pete Overzet, Brian, the guy I sent you before we started this.
Yeah.
So I messaged him on Twitter, like showing him like the Sims and stuff, and he's gonna have me on his show Saturday night, his live stream. So I'll be doing that, talking about the Sims, talking about all things BR. So be sure to tune into his channel Saturday.
Awesome.
That should be fun.
Yeah, should be a great time. Excited to listen to it.
Yeah, his content is by far the best in the space. Like really, really entertaining, all of it. So
yeah,
super excited to collab with him.
And if any of you guys want to check out the sim, gumbysims.streamlit.app. It'll be a link down in the description. Use the promo code launch for the first week free. Very great tool. As Eric said earlier, he hit on 5 of the 6 players that wound up having the most optimal lineup last week. And if he took, Mixon instead of James Cook, you would have had all 6. So great tool.
This is just the link for Saturday with Pete. In the chat. So we need 3 more for this draft. Wow, for fuck's sake, I'm right here. I don't know what this means. What do you mean? Pete's the king. Oh, Pete is the king. Pete's the king, John. Sorry. Pete, once you're almost there. We're almost there. You guys are the king of the daily drafts. Pete's the king of best ball.
One's a king, one's a prince.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what spot we got. We got actually in this draft. What have we only done 1 or 2 of these so far? I think we've had mid-round picks in all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true too.
So I'd like to either go in the first 4 picks or the last 4 picks just to see what it's like from drafting from those positions. Also, it'll just be interesting to kind of look back at these teams now versus when the projections are released tomorrow to see what sort of arbitrage we had, either positive or negative, on some of the picks that we made.
Yeah, this is kind of what a lot of the sharper players do. It's like they do a lot of their drafts before projections come out and kind of try and predict it. Because like once you play enough, you can kind of predict the projections. Like obviously sometimes you're going to be wrong and pretty far off. But like when you're right, like those teams are just smashes because the projections, especially ETR, just moves the market so much that like it's kind of hard to get combinations later in the week that you can get earlier in the week.
I remember one of the drafts that you did before the projections came out last week. You had like top two running backs, somehow on that team.
Right, like Kamara last week was a good one. Oh, Philly got one more dog bowl in me. Let's go. There's one
Yeah,
more to
Philly. Welcome to the draft. Thank you for the donation.
What was I just saying?
You were talking about Kamara and the running backs.
Oh yeah, so Kamara's ADP before projections was like 27, and like that was like the easiest. Like, this guy is going to project very well. Like, there's literally no one else take carries, and he moved up like 10 spots.
Makes sense.
That was an easy one.
Does everyone on the underdog rely on the ETR projections? Are they all coming from the same source or a different one?
So the people who use projections, I would say probably, which is a much smaller amount than it should be, probably like 20% of people who do these drafts use projections. But like those 20% of people are also doing the most drafts, so it's kind of skewed there.
Right.
But I would say that probably 75% of those are using ETR's projections.
Okay, makes sense. So it really seems like, do a couple drafts before the ETR projections are released, do a couple after, and then just somehow try to fit both into one team.
Yeah, we get the influencer 112. John gets 101 again.
Wow.
Get out of here, man.
Dude, what the hell?
Get out of here.
John, are you going to continue to take did you take Cup the last 2 picks? Are you going to take him again?
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Roto run good. So true. Yeah, so pretty much the same people in here. We got
hello JMC.
Chip,
welcome. Shalom.
Philly. I think it's like 11 of the 12 same people. I think this guy Reed is the only new one.
That's funny. Everyone else has a badge too, other than that guy Reed.
Yeah.
I guess while we're waiting, do you have I'm not, I've made my opinion on Malik Willis known and Sean Clifford, but do you think there's some sort of like if Jordan Reed is not getting drafted, or Jalen Reed's not getting drafted, would you consider taking him like towards the end just on the chance that they may like end arounds, short screens that he just kind of takes 2 to the house like he did last week?
Oh, Jaden Reed, you said?
Yeah.
Not getting drafted. What do you mean? Say that again.
Like, if he's not getting drafted or he's getting drafted like in the 6th round, would you take him simply on the chance that he can break a couple free?
Yeah, I think he's going to project well. Like in the dog bowls, he's getting drafted every time, I'm sure. Yeah, 35.3 ADP. So that's like probably like 90% drafted rate in the 12 mans. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking some of him in the regular BRs, the 6 mans. McCaffrey says, Calf's feeling better. That's good.
Good.
Maybe you could have told us on Friday you weren't playing. How about that?
I think Anthony's really just recovering because FanDuel stole his money because he had a lot of McCaffrey builds in his lineups and they just take the donations.
Yeah, that was funny. So I think here probably the play, if we can, is to not get boxed out at tight end. So I would like.
We can't take one of the first 2 picks, can we? You love McBride though.
We'll push it because the biggest tier is from Ingram past that. So
agreed.
We can wait. McCaffrey goes 10. That feels like not right, personally. Yeah, if he was going, I'm trying to think. If he was going, let's make this pick first. So we got Rice last time.
Rice.
Again, you want him?
I love him.
Do you want to do Mahomes here or no?
No.
Let's not do that.
I like Debo. I like Gibbs, but the running back value can be had later.
I think we should do Gibbs.
Okay. I am a little concerned with Gibbs' usage. I mean, Montgomery was on the field a lot last week.
I'm not worried.
I'm glad.
He could be like Achan and just be super efficient.
Yeah, that's true. He's a great player. Happy to have him on the team.
Yeah. Electricity. Sorry, you won't hear my gap updates till Sunday. I'll try to reverse CM seasons back, Jewish. That's funny shit. That's funny.
He's Jewish and Mormon. All right, so we're 20 picks away. I like the start. I do. It's almost like a hero RB build because you can get some good running backs later on here.
McCaffrey asks, have you been doing any double dribbles? So double dribbles are the NBA best ball tournaments, and NBA is my thing. I like NBA the most. So I've done one double dribble, and it's kind of gross because I was bored and I just hopped in, and I got bored after like pick 6, so the team sucks.
Whoa. Oh, Zach Eady.
Yeah, I picked Edie and Klingon. I don't know, that probably wasn't the best thing to do both of them, but that's what we got.
You don't even like either of them in college. You didn't like either of them when they were in college going to the NBA.
Yeah, but like the ceiling there is insane.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like NBA best ball is just boring. It's not the same as NFL, man. Like the playoffs are like 6 weeks long. There's like 6,000 teams. Like, it just seems not fun to me. I'd rather just play the daily ones. Oh, let's take a look at the board. So Mahomes falls to 21. Holy shit!
Wow, good value there. I wonder if he's going to go with Worthy. He may try. So I'm keeping an eye on the tight ends here. Wow, Jaden Daniels goes really high. See, Jaden Daniels goes right after Mahomes. That's the type of spot that I would probably pick them to in that 6-man.
I think Chip has picked Jaden Daniels in every single draft we've been in with him.
More man. Giants defense is awful. Jaden Daniels is like the Walmart Anthony Richardson. Trying to keep an eye on the tight ends here. Laporta, McBride, Kelsey, and Kittle go in the second round.
Yeah. The tier it's 8 tight ends.
Yeah.
And then it gets rough.
We'll see. There goes Andrews. I don't really want Andrews yet. I think they're still kind of nursing him back from that car accident and injury that he had last year at the end of the season. He didn't.
Yeah, I forgot he had a high ankle tightrope. I did not realize that.
Yeah. He didn't look right. He really it looked like he had a hard time kind of getting off the line.
Got a Brees Mahomes worthy where CMC went at 3rd. That's pretty sweet. This guy might dupe you here. He might get the same thing.
He absolutely will. Oh wait, McCaffrey went in at 110.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's saying he got Brees, Mahomes, and Worthy, but
McCaffrey, I got you.
It was like a weird room where McCaffrey went late, and yeah.
Got it.
Brees. But yeah, back to McCaffrey. Like, I would, if you're taking him at 110, I'm trying to think what percent you're giving him to play. That's probably like 85%, 90% chance to play, just based on like the swap from the first round, because that team is like dead if he doesn't play.
Yeah, so he goes Worthy.
He dupes McCaffrey.
Wow, Dobbins went at the 303. That's insane.
Yeah,
he couldn't finish a run last week. He got tackled. He had like a 60 and a 40-yard run, neither of which actually scored a touchdown on because he got caught in the back.
Like, as we're talking about trying to predict projections, I don't think he's going to project that well. I think he'll project fine. Like, he'll be in the same tier as like probably, let's see, he'll probably
Brian
be just
Robinson.
below Kamara and White, probably around Montgomery, Walker, Stevenson.
Yep, I agree.
Ooh, even better. This is a better 1v1. Lamb, Mahomes, Worthy. That's a pretty sweet team.
Wow, that's sick. Great start. Hope the rest of the team worked out.
So looking at tight ends here.
So we have 5 picks. Looks like there's 3. 2 of the next 4 picks already have tight ends, so we will guarantee to get one of the 3 here. And I think we should take them on the turn.
No, we're not, because this guy can take one. Okay, now we're good. Because Wakey and Mr. or whatever.
So I think we should probably take the tight end on the way back just to show that we got some extra value there.
So true.
So with that said, we have 0 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver. We'll have a tight end. Is there anyone that jumps off the board at you here?
If we want to punt tight end again, we could do Godwin and Baker. Oh, Baker, Godwin's gone. Never mind. I'm just trying to think of quarterbacks we could do. We could do Goff and Gibbs.
Yeah, I mean Gibbs is probably just as equally likely to score a touchdown on the air.
We could do Trevor Lawrence with Ingram.
Oh God, I hate that. They're playing Cleveland.
So let's pick this first. What tight end do you want?
I'm good with any of the 3, honestly.
I lean Ingram. I'm so sure he's going to project higher than both those guys. So
I knew you were going to go Ingram, and I didn't hate it, so I was okay with that.
And then these are the running backs and receivers. We got to start, like I said, think about like the stack we want to do.
We could do Olave, Derek Carr
You
against
think
the
that's going to hit
Cowboys.
2 weeks in a row?
Against the Cowboys, they're going to have to
Or
throw.
like I said, we could also do, so that opens up to Trevor Lawrence, and we also have a Goff out, so we could just take like Zay Flowers if you like Flowers.
I do like
Or
Flowers. Go Ayuk over Flowers.
Got it.
Nice.
It's clutch. 1 second.
Yeah.
Was huge.
Without McCaffrey playing, I think the receivers in San Francisco are going to do well.
Yeah, I was surprised. Ayuk's projection was pretty low yesterday. Let me see if I still have the spreadsheet open.
He did drop a touchdown. He dropped a couple passes yesterday. He could have had if he catches that touchdown, he probably goes 4 or 5 picks earlier in ADP.
This is true. Lawrence ADP behind Daniel Jones is hilarious. Yeah. So Ayuk projected for 9 points.
Wow.
Which
Very
is lower than Kittle, which was 9.1. Debo was, so this was before McCaffrey was out, 12.5. That got bumped up to like 16.
Wow. Yeah, I think, what did Debo get? 18? 17?
Yeah, something like that. 16.
Yeah. Oh,
Projections were right.
Yeah.
So I'll queue up the quarterbacks just so we know.
Yeah.
So that opens up Purdy as well. And Trevor Lawrence.
And
so
Carr.
here's my thing about like, so yeah.
If we go Olave. Oh, sorry. Is Olave still there?
Probably not. Oh yeah.
People are scared of Olave. I think he could be one of those like
for 11.
I know, but he's one of those guys that I think will project well this week.
Yeah, I think so. Like, here's my thing about Trevor Lawrence. He's the quarterback 18, Stone 36 ADP. When projections come out, he's going to be drafted way more. Like, he's still going to be low, not going to be picked every time, but it's not going to be as low as this. This is ridiculous, and it won't stay like this. Olave goes.
Damn.
Chip snipes us.
Chip, that's a great pick. I hate you. I knew he wasn't going to get back to us. We should have taken him over Ayuk. I actually didn't realize he was still there. That value. I mean, if you were to just go back and look at what where Olave was probably going in week 1, it was probably like 2 rounds early at least.
Yeah, I will say the quarterback ADP seemed very inefficient. Like, Fields is going to project way higher than that. Fields behind Rodgers. What are we doing? Fields behind Herbert? No, I just don't agree with that.
Yeah. I would still also have Fields over Stafford without Puka.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that'll be fine though.
You could also remove Carr from our queue now that Olave's gone. Yeah. We don't want that Carr.
And we also need a flex, so we can start looking at that. And so it depends on what we want to do at quarterback for me. If we want to take Purdy or Goff, I'd prefer to scroll a little bit to get someone low owned. We don't have to, but that's just how I would do it. Or if we get T-Law, we can just pick whoever's at the top. Doesn't matter at that point.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I would just prefer not to take. Oh, you know what? As a Giant fan, Terry McLaurin always torches them. Every single. I mean, I think seriously, if you look it up, I think he has 75 yards or a touchdown against the Giants every game of his career, which is wild because he's like 37 and he's been in Washington his whole career.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, can Jaden Daniels get him the ball? Are we sure that's a thing?
Against the Giants? I mean, if he can't.
And I'm sure Chip has that stack already. He's had this queued up for 6 rounds. He was not letting anyone else get that.
Yeah, it's a good value. Let's see some of the receivers.
Brian Thomas. I mean, the double stack is live. Someone qualified with a double stack last week with Baker.
Really? I do like Brian Thomas. I said it last week.
I saw a tweet about like his advanced like separation numbers are like number 1 from week 1 or something ridiculous like that. So I don't hate that double stack. And like if you think about it too, to hit at tight end, you need a touchdown. You need probably 12 points. So like we don't need him to hit like an absolute huge ceiling here. Plus, that could still open up a ceiling for Brian Thomas.
I'm with you. I'm just scared of that Cleveland defense. And honestly, I'm scared of the Cleveland offense. If like, I don't know
that's
if
fair.
we're gonna
I get
have
that.
to air it out. I do like Brian Thomas though.
Alan Lazard having an ADP is ridiculous. What are we doing here?
2 touchdowns. He was probably like a wide receiver 5.
Probably. Josh Palmer is still going to project well, and no one wants.
Yeah, against Carolina though. Well, you know what?
Tyler
Carolina
Johnson.
47.
That's honestly a decent scroll. Demarcus Robinson with no Puka.
Yeah.
So Purdy goes. So do you want to just do Goff or do you want to do the Lawrence double?
I'm okay with either. What would you do? You like the Lawrence Thomas double?
Yeah, it burned me last week though.
It probably will again, but I'm okay with it.
We'll do the double. All right, let's ride with that. Fuck it.
All right. Let's see the team again then to recap.
So it's T-Law, Gibbs, Rashee Rice, Brandon Ayuk, Brian Thomas, and Evan Ingram. The Jacksonville double stack.
The other thing I was going to say, you just reminded me of this. I'm going to continue.
Shoemaker. What are we doing?
If what's his name? If Ferguson doesn't play, they said Shoemaker's the guy.
If Ferguson doesn't play, CeeDee Lamb is getting 20 targets.
He may get 20 targets even if he does.
Yeah, that's true.
But my other epiphany, I had 2 epiphanies. For those that missed the first one, we talked about it in the beginning, a minute or 2 in. So rewind to that if you want to hear the first one. Second epiphany, specific to best ball here, is that with the tight end position, you really can get away with just punting the absolute crap out of it and just hoping that the guy that you take falls in the end zone. Like Hunter Henry is a guy that I would love to have on every roster just because that man is an end zone machine, and you're going to get him as your last pick in almost every draft that you do. You probably won't even go.
You're talking about best ball or dailies?
In dailies, sorry.
Oh, no, I disagree wholeheartedly.
Why?
I think last week we were talking about this earlier too, like earlier in the week, how because like every tight end failed last week, it was the perfect example of why elite tight end is so important. Because if last week happens and who was an elite tight end and McBride gets 25 points, like you need him no matter what. If you don't have him, your team's dead.
Yeah, that's true. I guess the bet would be on one player doing well more than everyone doing bad. It depends
if you want to try and win the weeks where there's an elite tight end, or if you want to win where the elite tight end separates, or if you want to win the weeks where no one separates. I get both. But the problem is, even with that, you have to hit the parlay where you still need the tight end who's going to fall into the end zone. You know, if you punt tight end and they don't fall into the end zone, that team's dead too.
Yeah, and then my last epiphany was, and this is just solely based on doing the one draft that I did kind of by myself a week before the season started. Running backs hit your lineup way more than I would have thought, based on it's just funny, in the best ball mania, everyone emphasizes oh, you got to go receiver in the first 5-6 rounds unless you go hero RB. But even then it feels like you set your team back. But in the lineup that I did, and some of the couldn't be me with Daniel Jones, but the lineups that I did, and the lineups that I've seen that have done well, at least through week 1, had 3 running backs hit their lineup. So that just kind of makes me think, in something like this, does it make sense to have 3 running backs, 2 receivers?
Well, it's kind of like what we talked about, how running backs are going to project better on a weekly basis. So the same tier of running back and receiver, the running back's going to project for 2 more points. So that's why it's probably better to go 2 running backs and 2 receivers in the daily games.
Yeah.
But also the part to understand about best ball too, where you made the original point, is that it's so much easier to get late running back value where you just pick a guy who's a handcuff and someone gets hurt, and that running back is instantly a top 20 running back.
Jordan Mason.
Right, exactly. Are you going to get that at receiver? Puka Nacua gets hurt, and then Jordan Whittington is still getting 10 snaps. It's not the same thing as a running back.
That's fair. It's a good point. But yeah, just something I was kind of thinking about. Just now that we have some of the data here, I was just surprised when I went so heavy on receiver like everyone else did, that 3 of the running backs were the ones that hit the lineup.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen a lot more than you think.
Especially
later in the season with buys and with guys getting hurt.
Yep.
All right. Any other thoughts before we close out?
No, that was really it. Like I said, if you guys want to hear the first point, I mentioned it pretty much right off the top here. But if you guys did enjoy the stream, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Really helps out the channel grow. We're enjoying doing these. Excited to do them throughout the rest of the season. And who knows? We'll figure out what else we can do. Once football season's over. But for now, going into week 2, excited with where we're at.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate the everyone in chat. Have a good night.